Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? We are here tonight to talk about Interview with a Vampire. I know I was supposed to do this last week, but I had other things that I was doing. So we are gonna talk about it tonight. Look, if you have not watched Interview with a Vampire, it to me is a good series. I watched from season 1 and season 2. I do want to come back and do a comparison from the movie to the book. I don't fell down a rabbit hole with this, y'all, and I'm enjoying the whole thing with this. It's great. I don't know if let me see who's here so far. Hey, Lenora, did you watch this series? My hair is so like the shrinkage is real, y'all. Anywho, so like I said, this was a good season to me. I like, even though it was two men, it did have a romance factor. It had a horror factor, but not too scary. You get it? And it made you fall in love with quite a few characters, and then you had characters that you love to hate. So I'm like, my girls is coming. They coming. We gonna talk about it. And I want to know what y'all thoughts of this so far about it. I know, like I said, that's probably why it's not anybody here as of yet, because I was supposed to talk about this Joker last week, y'all. But it is what it is. But I want to know what your thoughts are with the hey dearie. I want to know what your thoughts are with this with the Interview with a Vampire. Did you like it? Did you what did you like? What didn't you like about it? And let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you didn't see it, I suggest you click off now, because there will be some spoilers, and come back and do the rewatch, y'all. But like I said, this Interview with a Vampire, it made me fall down the rabbit hole with this, where I'm looking forward to seeing the next season. I'm looking forward to seeing the next season and what they do with this, because this was a great series. Okay, so let me see who's here. Let me see who's here besides Deary. Let me. Yeah, so give me one more second. Now, he's been telling his whole story, and Daniel Malloy is seeing discrepancies with it. And it's like he's getting the layers are being pulled back slowly with this. Let me see. Lenore says, I loved it. I just watched Lewis and Lestat would have gotten back together, but there's still hope. Yes. Even if I know you didn't say there is, I feel like it's still hope too. I want to see them back together, because even when it was good with them, it was good with them, but when it was bad with them, it was bad with them. But that Lestat truly loved him, and Louis loved him as well. Anywho, moving on. It was like you could see that Louis was starting to figure stuff out from the San Francisco episode, but he still wanted to believe certain things he was saying. Hey, Rashandria. So yeah, he wanted to still he still wanted to believe him because he felt like, I think he felt obligated to be with him just because he thought he saved him. That was my opinion with it. And I just like the fact that he was being like, as time went on, he was being exposed slowly but surely. So that's what I liked most about it. But when the story does pick back up, they do tell, he does explain this was after the trial had took place. Louis in the coffin in the wall, and they put the stones in there, and he's basically packed away. Let me put my glasses on so I can see the chat. And you, hey, Lemon Kush Pepper, what up? Yeah, hold up. Let me see. I felt both Lewis and Lestat has grown, and I think this time if they get back together, it would be better this time around. I agree too. And now you got to remember, when Louis did get turned, he had some sort of resentment towards Lestat at first because he felt like it wasn't a gift. But as time went on, he appreciates the gift, and I'm liking what I see with this. So yeah, Tamika, she might be here, she might not. I don't know. You know, she's kind of under the weather right now. Hey, Universal Goddess, what's up? What was your thoughts about Interview with a Vampire? Did y'all like this series? I liked it. This had you walking away wanting more. It really did. It had you walking away wanting more, and wanting to see more, and wanting to know where they're going to take this story next. So yeah. I That's what I enjoyed most about it. Now, when the story picks back up again, Armand is telling how he was punished by the coven, and he says that he basically he had to go through some things too, and he was demoted and things of that nature, which is none of it I believe right now. I don't think he was demoted. I feel like he gave it up, like how Louis told him, but it looks like he's still in control of it. To me, I feel like he just, that was all a lie too. Okay, I love this show. And and Louis are my favorite characters. Claudia went out like a G. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm gonna put, I want to see where this goes, because they could either start a new chapter or go according to the books, and you know they'll probably have a creative license with it, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all, for the simple fact is the book is a good read, and the last live I did, this is when I really went down the rabbit hole, where I went and started looking into the books and looking at what order they are in. I watched a couple of YouTube videos about it, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, and I want to see season 3. So I'm gonna do one poll question tonight, and I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, and I need y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this, because I can't wait for season 3. I really can't. I was open off of season 1, and I was waiting for it. It took a long time for us to get to season 2. I hope they don't take as long to get to season 3, because this show was good, man, to me. So that's where I'm at with that, yo. I just thought it was good. So I'm gonna put up a poll question right now. And it's, what did this series have you wanting to see season 3. Cast your vote, scroll up to the top. Make sure y'all click on that like button, hit the share. Put me up in that algorithm, y'all. I'm trying to, I made it, y'all, to 3,000. I don't know if y'all know that. I was trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. I'm really actually trying to get to 5 by the end of the year. So, I'm trying to get some people to put 5 on it so I can get to 5,000. All right? Anywho, moving on. Yeah, so he was demoted. Amon was demoted, and he's basically, I guess, the stagehand and all of this other stuff, which none of this I believe. I believe he's telling Louis this whole story to look like a victim too. But he helps Louis. And when he helps Louis like, he wakes Louis from that coffin and pulls him out, brings him through the tunnel. This was like, he was taking a risk of his life being in danger as well. So I'm with this. I was like, oh, look, keep in mind, when Louis was immortal, he was a gangster, yo. He was a brawler. He was ready to fight. He was a tough guy because he was a pimp. All right. So yeah, Louis ready to get some get back, y'all. He ready to get some get back for his daughter, Claudia, because that was his baby. He was ready to get some get back for that. And he was ready to take them all out and go out if he had to, trying to take them out. So I was loving this, y'all. I was loving this. So yeah. I know you effing lying. Daniel Malloy is figuring out everything too. He's seeing right through Armand. He is seeing right through Armand where, look, I know you lying. That's why I had to put, I know you effing lying. He know that he not telling the truth, y'all. Let me see. What you said, Lenore? My scratching my head moment was, if Armand was going to let Louis burn, what made him decide to save him from the box? You know what I think? What made him decide to save him from that box? He know that Louis went basically to a farmer, took this farm out because he was hungry already. He was thirsting for the Kool-Aid, okay, the red Kool-Aid, because we can't say BLOOD, okay, so we can't say that, but he was thirsting for the Kool-Aid and he wanted it, so he went, found this farmer and took care of him, but he was still talking to him. He was still talking to him like that was one of his day ones as he strategized with this plan. And it sounded like dude was helping him too. I got a trivia question for y'all. Y'all ready for the trivia question? Put a hammer up when y'all are ready for the trivia question tonight. And I'm going to put it up. I know it's a delay, so I'm trying to be easy with it. I like this whole part, but I think Armand heard everything because he got telepathy, so he's hearing everything that Louis doing, and I know he see that Louis sounds like he's on the verge of losing it, and he knows he's gonna come back with a vengeance. So he seemed like he was trying to calm him down. He thought Louis was gonna just basically leave with his life and walk away, because he kept telling him to get out of town, get out of town, get out of town. He was shushing him. With this, he was pissed off, yo. The last time I seen Louis angry like this was when they had that whole fight in the house with him and Lestat. When Claudia came back. When they was doing all of that pushing, and we heard both sides of the fight. What was y'all thoughts of both sides of the story? It was Armand, his, and the truth. Who do you believe now? Because I had proposed this question a couple of weeks ago with this. Whose truth is truth? So who do y'all think was really telling the truth? Let me know when y'all ready for the poll question too. The farmer talked sense into him. Yeah, it did. That might have been his conscience too, because he was telling him, look, don't go down them stairs because you might have to deal with a whole bunch of them. You need to stand at the top and just get them when they coming up. This was great, yo. I think Amon saw an opportunity and was willing to use Louis to destroy the coven and was fine with letting it end. Justified, the end justifies the means. Exactly. And he wanted to get rid of Claudia too. And that's why he was so against turning Madeline, because he knew this plan was in effect. Remember, he kept trying to talk Louis out of it, and then she came and talked to him, and then he was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So he knew this was going to happen. He didn't want any more lives to be lost. That's how I feel. What's up, the movie man? All right. You got a channel too? I'll check it out. Ahmad looked shifty to me the whole time. Such a manipulator. Yes. We're gonna have a party with this, but when we have this party, I want to do something else. So I'm gonna ask y'all to look in the link in my description and go to my click on all my other things and subscribe to that the other channel that's on the other platform, because I could do more things over there. So okay. Anywho, moving on. Louis had no idea what happened to him after that part. From the time he left Lestat and met Armand, nothing else made sense. Yeah, he did manipulate his memories to fit his story so he could be the star in it. That's how I felt. Yep. So yeah, that's how I felt about that, y'all. All right, so remember when he was making the plans? This is tonight's trivia question. What's the next line? He was like, I'm gonna need to borrow your truck, when he was talking to the farmer. What did the farmer say to him next? What did the farmer say to him next? Do y'all know the answer? Wait, let me see. You may as well. I have no use for it now. You close. Louis, I don't have any use for it now. He was like, I'm gonna need to borrow your truck. When he said that, yo, he talking to somebody that's not here no more. And then when he did that thing with the cat, meow, I was like, Louis is gonna go bananas once he get back up in that theater. Okay. Well, this episode, yes. I look. And Daniel Malloy is getting to the bottom of it because he's talking to the is it Talamassa? Yeah, he's talking to them. So they're relaying information to and from him and back to him. So he's getting to the bottom of this. Did y'all read them text messages that was going back and forth between what's his name? Damn. Raglan, those text messages that was going back and forth with those two, and he said, I got something for you. I was like, especially when he said the whole thing with I was demoted and all of this other stuff, and my heart was with Louis and da 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 da. Daniel Malloy knew dude was lying. He knew dude was lying. And that was the crazy part about it. I'm gonna need y'all to scroll up to the top and cast y'all vote if y'all didn't. And like I said, the question is, did this series have you wanting more? And to me, yes, I can't wait for season 3. And I'm just I want to see where it's. I want to see how they tell it, where they go, what's next, whose story's next. Because now that I don't want to put. I'm gonna put my track shoes is under the desk, so I'm trying to keep them there. But I'll get to it. I will get there. Look. So that was Claudia's mirror. We're at the studio. So he took all her books, he took all her diaries and everything when he went down there. He waited till they went to sleep and he set that place on fire. And he had a couple of contingency plans. Just in case anybody got out, he was gonna make sure they got to. Rigged them motorcycles to blow up. And not for nothing, in this scene when they was trying to figure out who did it, she left a breadcrumb, y'all, because before Santiago was with her, he was with somebody else, and that person and her really got into it. So I want to know if we're gonna see are we gonna see other people's story in this next season, because this was good. This was excellent. If anything showcased that Lestat's version of events was accurate, it was definitely Louis' meltdown here, because all that mechanical cackling and laughing he was doing in that flashback fight, nah. Yeah, that fight, the flashback fight was a lot of pushing, but he was acting. He was like a maniac there when he told him how he was gonna take him out. And you could believe it too, because Louis was that guy back in the day in New Orleans. Okay. They are supposed to introduce Lestat's mother next season. Oh yeah, that's right, because he did go back and turn her. So if we're gonna see Lestat's mother, are we gonna get Lestat's story, how he got turned? Because we got a little snippet of it when he came and found him. I'm just saying. She will definitely make it to 5K. Her voice and charisma are so fun. Thank you, boo. So yeah, thanks a lot. You made me feel good tonight. Just you know what? I felt like quitting doing this week. Anywho, when I see stuff like this, I'm back in the driver's seat, ready to peel out now and get it in. So thank you, Universal Soul Goddess. All right. Okay, so let me see what they are adapting the Vampire Lestat for next season, so it's going to be a whole lot of introductions there. Yes. Oh, I hope they don't take as long as they took to bring out this season, because I think it took a long time, because we had the writers' strike and this and that, and they was the writers' strike took a long time. Then the actors was supporting the writers, so I get it and I understand, but I think we're gonna be. I'm ready to see season 2. I hope they bring it out. I hope they bring this out soon. I hope they finished it already, because this one was awesome. I liked all of the characters in this. Santiago was the character that I love to hate. Armand, I liked him in the beginning, and then when I started figuring him out, I was like, oh, he trying to break them up. He trying to make sure they stay broken up. So yeah, and I think he just did that because Lestat ain't want to mess with him like that. He was like, I don't want to stay with this coven. I'm a free spirit. I like to go around and walk around and do this and that. And they wanted to stay hidden, but they started venturing out eventually after. If you watch the series, like that episode where Armand told his story, I enjoyed that episode too. So yeah, it's a lot of things in this that I enjoyed. I'm gonna miss Claudia though, y'all. I am gonna miss Claudia because that was my girl. Even though they changed her, this girl was good too. She was awesome. And then when he did this, when he, you know, I understood why Louis did it, because he's thinking that he was part of taking out Claudia. And he says it. You came across the ocean to take your daughter out by fire. And you know, that's how she went out in her as a mortal too. So she did that. That's crazy that she took, her life was demised both times that way. So that was the ironic part. Oh my God, you here? Hello?
Hey, Mochi, can you hear me?
Look, you know I wasn't gonna bother you. I didn't know you. Look, you here, you look. Hey Tamika, BX is in the building.
Yeah, I was actually outside at the store, so I got my Bluetooth on. I didn't know if you would be able to hear me.
I can hear
I said,
you.
let me hop in for a minute.
Yeah, just make sure if
Okay.
you go in that bodega, you gotta mute yourself. You know how they be playing that music up in there. Dun, dun.
Yes.
Anywho, moving on. Oh, where'd she go? Come back, Tamika. I know I ain't click you off. I think the change made it better having an older actress playing older Claudia, even though she's still a child. Okay, she's back. Yeah. So, but you know
Sorry.
what? The actress that was playing Claudia in the first season,
Hmm.
she was filming Avatar. That's why she couldn't be with this season. It was a schedule conflict. I didn't know she was one of the blue
Yeah.
people in Avatar. So, you know,
Yeah, she doing her thing.
yeah, I think she's the daughter in Avatar, like Zoe Saldana's daughter. I think that's who she is in that series. So yeah, so that's another reason why she wasn't the original Claudia. Because I think by the time they filmed this, she seemed like she might have been of age anyway. You know how some people got a young looking face and
Right,
they really be
yeah.
adults.
And they be grown, yeah, and then they be growing up fast too.
Because
Hmm.
remember, it did take a long break this series because of the strike and everything. Yeah. So what was your thought about the finale, Tamika? Because I'm already at the scene where he took out everything. So
I thought it was good.
this is, I'm at the part where they go to the cave where his maker's cave, where Louis maker's cave is, and we hear the story of where he was, and he tells a little bit of that. So now someone said in the chat that we will be getting that for next season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I liked it. I always knew that our mom was trash. I kept saying he was trash. I kept saying,
Uh-oh. You on mute.
sorry, y'all. I was saying I liked it a lot. I kept waiting to find out what the reveal was gonna be about Armand because I felt like he was, raggedy, and he was.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was lying, and I'm still curious to how many times he wiped his mom because I still don't believe that he only did it once, and I don't believe that he did it just because Louis asked him to. But I
I don't.
also feel. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh. No, go ahead. No, it's a delay.
No,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I also feel like Louis, some of that, he should have known, in my opinion, but I think he just wanted to be naive and wanted to have somebody, like, to care about. I think it was more about him getting back on the staff because, of course, he didn't know the truth. Other than that, I don't really think he would have been with him on.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been with him either. I think,
Hmm.
you know what I think, when he went up on that roof and he wiped his
Hmm.
mind clean in, I think
Hmm.
he was thinking about going. I think he was thinking about going to Fondlestad.
Yeah, he probably was, because you could clearly see that he wasn't happy. And I mean, all of them had toxic relationships. He had a toxic one with Lisette, and then he had a toxic one with Armand. But just the fact that he kept saying to Armand, like, "Oh, you boring," and all that argument was so crazy that they had. Um, So yeah, I just feel like it was still never gonna be the same type of love with Armand that he had for Lisette.
Nah, never. And that's what he wanted. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he wanted that same he thought he was gonna be in love with him just like how he was in love with Lestat, and the jealousy took over that day when the day when Malloy when he revealed when he told his story the first time in San Francisco to Daniel Malloy, that's when that jealousy reared his head. I want to know if that was the reason he went up to the roof though. But then again, Daniel Malloy had the tapes. So we heard all of that. We heard the
Right.
fight and
Yeah.
everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it was
I,
I think he was trying to stifle him then from talking because he was exposing a lot.
exactly. Yeah, he never liked that part of it, and he never liked Claudia, and he damn sure didn't like the Lestat because not only was it that Armand loved Lestat in a way that he wasn't
I
gonna
can't
love him,
hear.
but
Mm-hmm.
even when it came to Lestat, I mean, even yeah, when it came to Armand, he never loved Lestat like that. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Hello?
Lestat never loved
We
Armand
can hear
like
you.
that.
We can hear you, Miss K. Hello? Uh-oh.
You too.
Hey, EJ.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. I know we talked about the finale, but I want you to tell the chat what your thoughts was about this finale, and the question for tonight in the chat is, did this series have you wanting to see more?
Okay, so first and foremost, this is probably hands down the best television series that I have seen like in a really, really long time, especially, or I could just say this year, because I mean, I watch a lot of TV, but this was
Mm-hmm.
like one of the absolute best series. It's like so well put together. And yes, of course, like I was already ready for season three. Like I was already going back to watch season one. And then I started
Mm-hmm.
looking at Mayfair Witches. Like all of a sudden, I just wanted to consume myself in Anne Rice stuff just because like this show like really put it at a certain level. I was like, man, if this show is at this level, let me go,
And watch the other ones,
finish
right?
looking at this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I absolutely loved it. I thought they did such a great job at just putting this together. I'm so mad at Armand right now. I could just shake him.
I'm mad at him too, but I'm glad the truth finally came out.
Yeah,
I'm
he
glad the truth finally came out, and it seemed like Daniel Malloy and Louis end up bonding behind this.
they did. Isn't Malloy such a cool vampire though?
Mm-hmm. So what?
Yeah, then you had me cracking up because he didn't care. He was like, "This truth gonna come out." Do you really think that he was the most powerful and he was the only one that could save you? Think a little harder, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So hey, Miss K, what was your thoughts of
Mm,
the entire series, and did this series have you wanting to see more?
I thought it was really good. Um, I'm not really interested in it as a whole, and like I don't know. I think they brought it to a close, in my opinion, when it came to like him and Lestat reunited and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't see where I want to. I don't know. I don't see where I would want to see more.
Okay, well let me
Yeah.
hold your hat for that one, boo. I'm about to tell
Okay.
you why. Okay.
Okay.
There, let me go back to somebody put it in the chat. I believe it was I want to say I think it was either Universal Soul Goddess or D Movie Man. Um I can't find it. I've noticed whoever wrote it, they said we're getting Lestat's mother next season and we're getting
Oh.
his story. So now I'm ready to see it. So that's where I'm at. How do you feel
Okay.
now?
Okay. Yeah. All right. What was that?
look, we look, I'm like they could go so many places with this because last week when we got EJ gave us you sent me the link where they were showing the order that the books came, and I would like to see Lestat's story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Tamika.
No, I was just gonna say yeah, because think about it. We getting into the immortals, and he brought up Akasha's name. Now, my son said they can't just have anybody come be Akasha. He's talking about some Aaliyah hologram. I'm like, I don't know about all of
I
that,
hope
but
they
they
don't do that.
right.
Oh
But
no.
I hope they don't do that. But you know what? It's a possibility because you know who owns her, you know, her parents. If it's money involved, they'll do it probably.
Mm.
But I
Oh
wouldn't.
my
I would
God.
want to see somebody else do it.
yes, me
Yeah.
too. But they definitely got to pick it carefully.
Yes.
Hmm.
What's your
Agreed.
thoughts
Yeah.
about that, EJ? Would you want to see Akasha too? Because that I would want to see that too, definitely.
Yeah, like I'm engulfed in all of this at this point. When I saw that it was going to primarily focus on Lestat, because Lestat was one of my favorite characters. I mean, yeah, he a little he's an interesting character to say the least. And yes, he does do the most, but I did enjoy that character. I enjoyed that he was so arrogant, but at the same time, you could tell that there was just, just these layers of him. And so I was excited about hearing that it was gonna be his story. So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely gotta see this. And then when they threw in the Akasha thing, I was like, oh, okay, y'all finna take it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see how they're gonna go. And they do this so well. It's like they put this together so well. The way that they put it together, the way that they tell the story, I just can't see them missing on it. So I'm here for it.
Me too. Especially when he was in this cave right here. This is where he mentioned Akasha. And and Armand don't know who that is. So that means remember when Armand told his story and he was telling it like he was stronger than him? He was lying in because he didn't know. And you know
Yeah.
how the stat always refrains from using his full power. He doesn't like to show his full potential with stuff with as far as his powers to other people.
Hmm.
Unless push comes to shove, like we saw with the play.
Hmm.
And we
So
still didn't know it at that time. Well,
so is Armand really ancient or what? Because I'm just like so confused at this point.
he is a 500-year-old vampire,
So
but
then why is he so powerless, it seems? That's my thing.
I don't think he's powerless. I think because of the age when he got turned, he might not be that strong. Because remember, he was young too when he got turned, but he wasn't a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
but why
I could be
would
wrong
that
about
make
it
us?
though.
Yeah, because my thing is like, I feel like as long as it wasn't as young as Claudia was, it shouldn't have been much of a difference. But they making it seem like you're supposed to have all this power when a half a century old, and then here you got Louis, who is
Mm-hmm.
like a 2-year old compared to him,
Mm-hmm.
throwing him up against the wall and stuff like that, or just threatening him like, if you do something to him, I'm gonna delete you and all of this. And now look, I'm fine with that. I'm just trying to wrap my head around all of this stuff. Like, one minute it seems like he's the most powerful one, and I'm calling him. I never trusted him. I'm like, I know that he's manipulating this whole thing, right? There's no way that this is his covenant, and all of a sudden he got overthrown. And I just didn't believe none of that stuff. But now it's saying that Louis might be not Louis Lestat might be more powerful because he got the blood of Akasha. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
based off of
that's
the
the. I'm
vampires.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think the difference is that the stat has who was his first one? Magnus. I don't remember the first
Magnus.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, Magnus, which is already a strong one. Akasha's the first vampire ever, so she's definitely the god.
Yep.
And with him having those two, that make him powerful. What makes Louis powerful was that he had Amon blood and Lestat's blood.
Mm-hmm.
He had on my blood, and if he got Lestat's blood, that means he got Akasha's blood too.
Right.
Hmm.
That's
He
what he
got
said. He
Akasha
said, I got,
ending. That's why he was so
he,
powerful. That answers your
yeah.
question, Miss K.
Yeah. And he said, I have your blood. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't keep up with this thing right now. It's too
Yeah, I
much.
understand.
I don't think Louis realized his power until he was in this cave with them once he heard all of that.
I think so too.
But
I
she,
don't think that Louis was ever taught how much power he actually possesses
mm,
because Lestat never wanted him to know how much power he actually possesses. I think Armand I think, yes, he's strong, but I don't think that he is as strong as Louis, because Louis's the blood that flows through him is Akasha, who is the oldest. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's what it all boils down to, and that Lestat never gave him the tools needed to know that, oh, you can really do this, you can do, you know what I'm saying? And he's just kind of figuring it out as he's going, and but that's what I think. I don't
So
know.
but I want to know, does
It
that
seems
mean he
like
have? Oh, I'm sorry.
Moochie. It seems like it answered the question that we had for the last episode when Claudia was saying, "I see you're getting stronger." Remember, we kept
Yes,
saying,
yeah.
"What was it? What was it?" She saw the power in him.
She sure did, because she said, you getting stronger too. I can see
Mm-hmm.
it and I could feel it when
Yeah.
she talked about and she's like, I know you got, I seen the lust too, when she said that too with them. And
Mm-hmm.
this. Like, I ain't gonna say that, boy. But anywho, yo, y'all, since y'all was in here, let me see if y'all know this question. Hold up, okay. Do y'all know the next line with this?
I'm gonna need to borrow your truck. Oh no! Oh man! Did
Do
you have a
y'all know the
multiple
next
choice?
line? Nah, it's not. It's not.
I'm gonna need to borrow your truck. Did he say something about bodies in it or something? I forgot.
Mm-mm.
I forgot. No, I don't know it.
You
Dang,
know it? Do you know it, EJ?
it's not coming to me, but I remember him saying, I'm gonna need to borrow your truck.
He said that to the farmer.
Yeah, but I can't remember what he said afterwards.
Do you remember, Tamika?
Nah, I don't remember.
Louis, I don't have any use for it now. Yo, when he said that,
Oh,
I thought it was cute because they had like a couple of little lines. And you know what else had me dying too? The whole Santiago thing.
Or, as you ask, can I be called Santi? Go. You make his voice as he walked away. I don't care what you call yourself. Come to me.
I thought this part was awesome. I can't show the other part, but that's the most I could show. But when he took him out, I was ready for him to take him out because that he was a character that I love to hate. So yeah, what was y'all
that was.
thoughts when he took out Santiago?
I didn't expect it to be so quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be so quick. I was like, oh my gosh, just like that. There was no fight, no nothing. It's like straight up bow. I said, oh my gosh. Then you talking about some talk that ish now about Claudia to my face.
You know, when he said that and then did the head like a kickball,
Yeah.
I was
Man,
yo,
Louis
I
had
wanted to
some
show
good
that, but I
one-liners.
couldn't. Huh?
I say Louis had some good one-liners though. Like, Louis had some good comebacks. Like, I
Yeah.
loved it.
When he said that Santi, when he was imitating him, yo, I was rolling.
I'm sorry. The part that had me laughing was just Louis kind of when he first got out of the coffin or wherever they had him.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of bugging out. Remember, he was on the floor like and making the plans, and he was like speaking French, and
he was like, speak English, even though this
yeah.
guy is
First, he's
already
speaking
gone.
French on the floor, like whatever he did. I said, "What is he doing? He's like really losing it." But I was cracking up. I'm sorry. I just thought it was
I
hilarious,
laughed
and I
a
was like,
couple of
"Poor
times
Louis.
with this.
He's not having this right now."
That was funny.
Yeah, that was
It was real funny how he did that. But when I went back and looked at it after I looked at it for like the fourth time, because I looked at this episode several times, but when I didn't notice at first that he really was like a formula plan, but it really was almost sane. Like it didn't seem sane,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of had some sanity to it as to what he was talking about Sam doing this and the other guy doing this and this part. It was weird, but it kind of made sense.
He was saying everything. He was saying how they put Claudia in that little thing with all the rats. He was like, he carried me out. He was just naming everybody on his list that he was gonna take out.
Exactly.
And why? Where'd she go? Wait, I don't know. Wait, let me look. She had 2 links. Let me click on the other one and see if she back here. Are you? Oh nope, she going here too. Oh, she'll be back. I'm gonna ask y'all this question now. I laughed at that. I laughed at the cat when he did the meow.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, that had me cracking up. I felt the same way as Miss K. I was like, wait a minute, it is gonna happen that quick like that. And I was looking at how much minutes had passed. Like I think it was like 28 minutes or something like that. And I'm like, well, what's gonna happen with the rest of the episode if we already got here so fast? But I did like how they did it. Mm-hmm.
I did too.
Yeah,
I did too.
It showed that he was like the least of their worries.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
the
like,
least
he
of
just
his
want to
worries.
finish it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, do y'all remember when he was explaining how each of them went out? It was 6 by fire, 2 by blade, one got a combo.
Yeah.
9 was taken out in there in that theater, and 4 escaped.
You know what I like too about this episode? This was the closure when it came to that infamous fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh snap, he's the freaking one who set this whole thing. Like, what is going on?
Already knew that.
Yeah, right.
He already knew that because he was telling Daniel Malloy about it, because he's from the Talamasca. So he's from that. So this is also connected to the other show that you was talking about, EJ, the witches. That's on there. Yeah, all of those is connected. They're bringing all of them in, from what I heard.
Yeah, so the Talamasca is connected to the Mayfair witches, and because they're like the people who know about all the underworld stuff, or all the, I don't know if it's called underworld, but all the what do you call it? The people with powers, like everybody that has powers, like whatever they are, witches, vampires, all that type of stuff. Like they know about all of this, and they have all this information. It's so crazy.
And remember, they in the first episode they talked about werewolves.
Yeah, that too. Werewolves.
So we might be seeing some of everything, and it's gonna branch off. So I'm here for it, y'all. What about y'all? Let me see.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Tamika.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm definitely here for it. I'm interested and curious to see how they're gonna do it. I would say, but I think that's because it's a TV show and we get episode by episode. Because I felt like this was way more detailed, even though in the movie they do the same thing, but it was completely like more detailed in this one than the movie one.
Yeah, in the movie it just went real fast. They only saw a couple of plays. It wasn't like this. But I want to come back, and I don't know if anybody. I want to do the movie. I want to do a movie, like a movie watch. We talk about it, and then do the comparison. So that's what I want to do. I want to do a next thing with that. So.
Yeah, that'd be a first, because I never saw the movie.
I'm glad you. It's fresh eyes on it. It's fresh eyes on it. I don't know how you didn't see that. This was when Brad Pitt was in the height of his career.
I know, and I just don't think I ever cared.
You didn't have the desire to watch.
Me too. I've never seen it either, Miss K. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, this is good. This is a good thing.
Oh man.
No. Oh, I was gonna tell you, Mooch. Sam, the other one that got away, he's the one that feeds the information to the Talamasca. So, and I don't know if he's the one who started it or whatnot, but he's part of the Talamasca too.
Yeah, he is. But it's making me I don't know. Let me don't put on my track shoes. Let me stay right here. So we get let me come back, because I think all right. Was y'all reading these text messages? Y'all, I was nosy.
Yes.
So I was like, Daniel getting info in the middle of
Yes.
the interview, and now Rashid helping him too. What did y'all think
Uh-huh.
about Rashid helping him?
Yeah, we found out Rashid was part of them when they was at the restaurant. Remember that he was
Right.
an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they're gonna not bother Louis to Talamasca, or do you think he's on his own basically? Because remember, we was hardly seeing him go out when he went to New Orleans. That's the first time we really saw him outside.
Yeah, well they did say that dude did tell Malloy that I would be afraid of Louis.
He sure
So
did.
now I'm starting to
Yeah.
see why, I guess.
Raglan James. Yeah, he sure did tell him
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And he said you need to be afraid of the other one.
The other one, right. Yup.
Yo, because
I was like, Zag, what the heck is up? What Louis done did? Now I see.
I was like, Louis is something else.
Yes.
Now,
I love this scene.
he had the script. Now, being that he had the script, do y'all think that Louis was able to read Armand's mind when he was telling everything? For some reason, I think he did at this time. Or do you think he still needed more confirmation from Daniel Malloy about who saved who?
That's another thing that I'm so confused about, is that the mind reading thing seems to turn on and off. And it's like at the most inconvenient or convenient times, however you look at it, it just seems like it doesn't work. And I'm like, when Malloy was typing back and forth with RJ, you would think that they would be both of them was picking up on what he was doing and stuff, or just like reading his mind, how he was literally typing stuff. So I don't, the mind reading thing is another thing that I cannot wrap my head around, because it seems selective.
I thought
I don't know.
because he was talking, I think he was learning how to throw them off. Because he was talking like he was sending a text message. He was talking like he was sending something. I'm just, this is all speculation. It's not like I'm in the scene, but
Yeah, I get it, because I need some type of answers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I could chalk it up
He was like, I forgot that line that he made, but Armand said something and he was like, didn't wanna something, got it. Like, but he was literally typing something else to RJ.
Yup, and this is when I said, I know you effing lying.
Yeah.
Why this happened like this again? I know I changed this thing up. Anyhow, moving on. Me and my typo. I liked the part where you could see in a way that he knew his story was falling apart. And when he realized it, that was another scene that I loved.
Yeah.
And let's check it out.
Supposed to die with Claudia. He didn't save you. Lestat did. He just took credit for it when the opportunity presented itself. And you wasted everyone who could have told you differently. 77 years based on a seismic lie.
That was like the mic drop right there when he said all of that.
Yeah. But wasn't you... I found it hilarious because Malloy is like me. Everything that Armand is saying, I'm like, That's exactly what Malloy was doing.
That's why I said, I know you effing lying. He knew he was lying.
He would say something. He was like, yeah, or something he said. I was like, he is not believing anything he's saying.
But you know what? This was the point where I was worried about if Daniel was going to make it out alive.
That part where he was talking and Armand kept looking at him, I thought that his head was going to explode or something real quick.
Yes. I was like,
I'm not
is
even
he going to
joking.
make it out?
I was like, Armand about to show them ancient powers. Never did he show his ancient powers. I'm so
Mm-mm.
disappointed in that.
So is he a fraud? But if he seemed like he was strong with the stat that day, but I think the stat didn't wanna. He don't like showing his powers.
You see, those are all scratching my head moments. Like, I just don't know what the heck. Here's my thing though, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
he got exposed, why did Armand want Louis dead, right? And then, like Malloy said, he took the opportunity when it presented itself to take the credit for saving him. But it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why not just delete him? Why not move forward with it? Like, here it is. I'm thinking this whole time is he's just trying to get everybody out of the way so it could just be him and Louis. But it's like you were gonna delete Louis and Claudia. Like, I'm really confused as to this guy's motives.
I feel like he should be the Talamasca should be mad at him because he manipulated the whole situation and now they know it.
Right. But my thing is, do you get it? Like, why did he want him dead? Why was he gonna go forward with it? I thought you loved this guy.
I think when he heard all of those old feelings coming back and he saw the chemistry between
Mm,
Lestat and Louis, even and
uh,
the sincere apology he gave him from dropping him out of the sky, when he
mm-hmm.
was like, I broke him, he was broken,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was a sincere apology, a sincere, tearful apology. Who left
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. Did you
So
see how? Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was trying to figure out who dropped off the screen because it was real
That
fast.
was
It was EJ. She
EJ, I
coming back.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the did you see how pissed off he was getting at during the rehearsal, like the real rehearsal, the truthful rehearsal?
Mm-hmm.
Lestat was getting pissed off basically at Armand, saying that you have no idea how strong she is or whatever, like.
Oh, yo, that part, and you saw the tears in his eyes then.
Yeah.
Where I
Mm-hmm.
was like, damn, Lestat don't want to do this. He just here
Yeah.
because they asked him to come here. But I
Mm-hmm.
think he knew they was gonna take him out because remember, he warned them about going there before Claudia came back. Remember when they made that plan? He warned them about
Mm-hmm.
going to Europe. But I think
Mm-hmm.
he thought, being that he thought he was going with them, he probably thought he could control the situation a little more.
Yeah, probably. And plus, they wouldn't have had no reason to be gunned for like that because they didn't
Mm-hmm.
break any rules as far as like deleting a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only rule
Whatever.
they did break was when they turned the child,
Oh, turns. Yeah, that's true. That's
because
true. That's true.
they couldn't do that. Where'd she
Uh-uh.
go?
Everybody.
It's bad tonight, y'all. So
Yeah.
look, if it be one little lonely soul in the wind, that's me. They'll be back.
OMG.
And Lestat has the family hate. Like he's one of the people that he can do stuff, but he's not going to allow anybody else to do. Yeah, you know how you
Yeah.
be with your family. Like you come. I'll say what I want about my sister, but
Yeah.
you better not
I
touch her.
see.
Yeah, I get
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
EJ's
like
back.
that.
All right.
Hey.
I had to switch things.
Okay. EJ, we at the reveal where he finds out that it was Lestat that saved him. What was your thoughts about that reveal? Because it was 3 reveals in this to me.
Most of the time, I just kept looking at Louis like, are you going to pick up what Malloy is putting down? Because it feels like you are not catching what he's saying. Like he keeps saying it, but you just not following. And sometimes I just feel like Louis just gives people so much grace, so much understanding. And I'm just like, why? Like, why can't you see that
Mhm.
this dude has been playing you all this time?
For
Like it just
years, centuries, like
He
it's
says
insane.
70 years of seismic
Wait, it
collide.
wasn't centuries, my bad. It was 70 something years.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
keep
they said
getting
they
stuff.
was together for 70 years.
Lord, no. That's
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, they was together for 70 years. I'm sorry. I got the conversation mixed up about I think they were talking when he was talking about, I'm not gonna jump there, but I think it was a conversation that he was having between Louis and it was between Louis and Lestat, and I think it was about Claudia involved. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I heard him use the word centuries. I don't know.
Oh, that was with Claudia because she
Mhm.
was there for a half a century. Because he
Okay.
said she passed away in a fire.
Right, and
Only
then
to
he said
live
century
half a century
later
to
just to burn. Yeah.
that
That
broke
was
his heart.
Yeah, that was deep. I said, "Oh." That scene at the end with them two, that was really sad, especially when Lestat started crying, saying he's always thinking about her. I was like, she.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, she looked at me like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump. Like, we'll get there.
So let's get here first. How he left, and he told him not to. I didn't take. He was like, "You are not to touch him."
Yes, yes.
Like, if you know you don't want him to be touched, why you let him stay there and you leave like that?
That's what I didn't get. He just thought he was that
Understand that?
gangster. He was like, he better. He like, I'm too gangster. I know he ain't gonna touch him.
Okay. But I mean, but the better question is why did Malloy stay there? Because I'm like,
Right.
what?
They
Come on
told
now.
him to get out. He getting text messages, leave
Yes,
now. I'm
leave
like,
now.
go, because I thought he was gonna die.
But do
I
you think
really
Malloy
did.
stayed because he knew what he felt with Armand? I mean, Malloy is very intuitive, and I don't think that there was a question of if Armand was going to unalive him per se, but the fact that he just instead of doing that, he kind of unalives him. I mean, he's a vampire, so he is undead, but you know what I mean, like because Malloy is already dying, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
maybe he stayed on purpose.
I think he did too because he had Parkinson's, so he wanted to get rid of that. And I think when Louis said it in the beginning, he actually said it the first season, like if you had the gift, there would be no more sickness.
Right,
He said a comment like that.
Okay. All right, but here's my question. Maybe he could have been thinking that, but what in his right mind would make him think that after he done exposed this ninja that he would even want to turn him? That would be my question.
And to top it off, they said he never turned anybody. So he had to be really angry. And then you turned him and you bounced, you disappeared.
Yeah, what's up with that? I don't know. So many things to ponder.
What did y'all think of the story when he went back to his hometown about himself?
Thought it was hilarious.
It's funny.
I thought
He was laughing
I liked the
too.
fact that he thought it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cute.
And
But
his
you know
little
what?
child
Oh, wait.
bride.
Oh. Go ahead. Moochie, what happened? You're not frozen, are you? Oh.
I know, that's why I was like, is she froze?
Well, I don't know what happened. The sound is going, but anyway, I don't know what happened to the
It's fun.
sound.
You know what I didn't like though,
Okay, there we
but
go.
it seems to be something that happens a lot, is that they named the white people, but they didn't have his name. So it's
No,
like
they
his
didn't.
name. Yeah, so it's like his name doesn't even go down in history. I'm like, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, no. So let's take a listen.
Was a
Okay.
local Creole hustler and his little child bride. They were running a voodoo cult in the back rooms above the courtyard garden.
So that was him and Claudia that he was talking about.
Right.
And he just chuckled at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Because they
glad
got the
he's
story
not
all
known
wrong.
though. Because even though
Yeah.
they got him like he passed away too. Remember, he actually had a grave.
Right. But why? I mean, I get
That's
it,
probably
but
why he wasn't mentioned like that.
but if
Remember, he
he's dead, but if
already
he's
had a grave before all of this happened.
I don't know.
And I mean, it is a scratch in your head moment though, MS.KAY.
Yeah. It's like, sheesh, we can't have his name. You got this daggone Tom Anderson dude. Like, oh my gosh.
What did
That's
y'all
not the
think
same.
about
That's not the dude that he gutted, right?
Huh?
That's not the dude he gutted, right?
No, that was after that. That was the
Okay.
party that they planned when they took Lestat out that they was talking about.
Right.
Because
Okay.
after that, remember they cleaned out the house and sent everything to the dump. But he's
Mm-hmm.
back in that house, but it just has no furniture. He actually went back home.
Yeah. You know what this scene reminded me of a little bit? Not to bring up another show, but you know how we
It's
do.
okay.
Um it reminded me of a scene from Coven, American Horror Story,
Okay.
where yeah, in New Orleans, and remember the Madam Delphine,
Mm-hmm.
and she went back and she was listening to how horrible she was. But the stories that they was telling was they was true.
Uh-huh.
Because remember, she had all the slaves up in her attic and was doing all kinds of stuff. So she was actually going
Experiments
on
and
tour.
stuff on them.
Yeah, so she was actually like in line on the tour or listening to how all of that was going. So I just thought that that kind of reminded me of that. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to
Okay.
New Orleans to hear these stories for real in real life.
Ye-
Shoot.
Yeah, that sounds interesting though. It
Mhm.
really does. Lenore, he's the one that chose to make her. He made Claudia to be a replacement for Lestat, then got Armand to be a replacement for Claudia, then Daniel was a replacement for Armand.
Hmm.
But
I don't.
it seemed like he's like a rogue. He's by himself though. He's still living his life though as an author. What did y'all think
Who?
of the
Who am I?
Daniel
Daniel?
Malloy? We just know that Armand is missing. They haven't seen him since he turned him.
Right.
What did y'all think of the whole story with him going on TV with the book?
That dude
And how
was shady as heck.
he was dismissive. He was
Yeah.
talking about his book like it was fiction, and he was like, "You didn't even read the book."
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't read it, but he over there trying to ask him questions about it. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not even talking about the book. You over here talking about my strategy to get the book sold and how how I publish and everything. Like, come on now. But you know what's funny? As I was watching, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Coven
Me
was the
too.
best.
That
Yeah,
was
me
the best. I
too.
Um,
watched that from beginning. You watched that one too, EJ?
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
actually remember when I started doing the rewatches for that. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta finish. I gotta
You
finish what
need
I
to go
started because I
back
think
to
that
that one.
yeah, because I got up to like episode 4 or something. So I definitely need to complete it for my playlist. But what
Mm-hmm.
I was saying was, it's so funny because I was really trying to stay awake, not because it was a boring episode, but I'm just tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was not as observant as I normally am, and him wearing them daggone shades did not occur to me
It
that it
didn't.
was because he was hiding his eyes.
Yo, I didn't know either the first time when when I noticed it when he came out that building and took them jokers off. I
Right.
was
I
like,
said,
oh,
OMG.
I
But
like the way
it wasn't no big surprise because people was already saying it, you know? So
yeah, well, I didn't. Well, I didn't. The first time I watched it, I didn't know, but I was like, "Is he gonna turn him?" I was saying it by
yeah,
a certain episode. Is he gonna turn him? When he
yeah,
was like, "Am I gonna make it out alive?" When he talked to
yeah.
Daniel, I mean, when he talked to Raglan James, and he was like,
Hmm.
"Can you get me out?" And he was like, "We're not good at that."
Mm.
And
Wow.
he
He was
told
honest.
Yeah, somebody in the I'm sorry, EJ. Somebody in the chat had said that he was turned in the books. So that's why I was like, oh
oh,
damn.
okay.
Yeah.
I told Looney Lewis can't make up his mind. Poor Lestat had to put up with a lot from Lewis. He
Mm.
did, if you think about it, because he wasn't happy after he got turned the first time. He didn't, he didn't want to. He still wanted to have he still wanted to live as a mortal.
So I guess that's one take.
Amon bit Daniel so he could still be somewhat connected to Lestat and Lewis. He's obsessed with the both of them. You know what? He
Mm.
is. I think he was mad because Lestat turned him down. So I think that whole thing, once he came there that first night and he saw Lestat in he already saw Lestat in Louis's mind once he looked at that picture. And I think
Mm.
even though he was trying to hide it, I think he actually said he saw right through it.
Mm, mm,
He said
mm.
you gotta learn to block a little better. Something like that, he said to him.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it definitely had a lot to do with the fact that Lestat chose to be with Louis. Y'all know I was eating, I'm sorry. That Lestat chose to be with Louis versus choosing to be with him, because he could have chose to be with Armand, but instead he dipped out. But
Yeah.
he chose Louis, he turned Louis, and also to that, well, I'll come back to that in a second. But he chose him. And I think that's where it all started for Armand, is that I can't have what I really wanted, so I'm gonna try to have what he wants, you know?
Mhm.
And that was
Mm.
like the next best thing for him. That's how I saw it when
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, that could be. He's a weirdo like that. I could see it.
He called
I
him a
could see
weirdo.
it.
He said the only reason why Amar allowed Daniel back into Louis' life was because he felt like Daniel was old and dying and thought Louis wasn't going to be attracted to him. But he was intrigued with the conversation, so I don't even think it was
Mhm.
like a visual thing with them two. He enjoyed talking to him. He said that
Mhm.
when they was back in San Francisco that he enjoyed talking to Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, Louis said he enjoyed talking to Daniel. He said he gave me much more excitement in just the conversation all night. That's what Amar was really jealous of, because he said he had 150 people here. He betted all of them and then took them out.
Sheesh.
Why are you so important?
Mm.
Why didn't he
Mhm.
do that with you?
Exactly,
Yeah.
'cause Malloy tried to get with him. He was ready to go, but
Uh-huh.
that's not what Louis wanted. Like,
Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, so here's the thing though. You know how certain people's plans be backfiring and stuff like that, blowing up in their face?
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy because he had this whatever plan, whatever the heck he got him here for. I'm still not sure of Armand's motives, but it blew up in his face because stuff was revealed, and remember they realized that he erased memories from both of them. So now that was something that they could bond over now. And
That's
so
a
now
fact.
it's like, oh, we both against you now. So it's like you're an idiot to this.
a big idiot. Like,
Yeah.
it made no sense, because what was even I don't get the purpose of it anyway, because you were never going to let this book come out technically. Like, it was never going to come out. So what was the purpose of sitting here hashing all of this out? It just didn't make any sense. Like you said,
Yeah.
McKay, like, what was the actual point? And you had to have known that if you let these two people in the same room, that there was a possibility that they might start to remember something. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, the arrogance
Yeah.
of Armand to think
Mm.
that they
Yeah.
wouldn't.
That's
Exactly. That's
exactly
what it
why he
is.
wanted to control the whole thing. Remember the first season, he was lurking in the background, acting like he was Rashid.
Mhm.
And then
Mm.
he finally
Yep.
came to the table. The second season, the second season, they sat down as a couple and was finishing each other's sentences in the beginning.
Yeah, that's
And then you saw
foolery.
the division happen slowly with those two, because the
Mhm.
veil was coming down and the lies was being exposed.
That part.
Right. Now, how do y'all feel about that scene where, see, before the big reveal, Malloy was looking like he was calling out Louis as well. Like, wait a minute, Sam was two places at once, and then, oh, I'm sorry, but back in New Orleans, it was like this and it was like that. I was like, what is he doing? And then Louis was looking at him like, oh yeah, well, I guess I forgot. Like, I'm like,
I
what is
think
going on?
you remember you mentioned the thing about the telekinesis.
Uh-huh.
He said a maker is not able to read a person's mind after he turned them. But it
Right.
seemed like that he still was able to get in his head. So that means, is it because he had
Mhm.
the blood of Akasha, y'all?
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like,
And
ah,
that's where your
need
scratching your
more
head
answers.
moments come. I
Yeah.
want
Hold
more
on. But
answers too. Go
what do
ahead.
you
I'm
mean?
sorry.
Who was able to get in whose head? Let me.
I was saying
Let's
when
stop.
okay, do you remember we're gonna look, this is back in the first season when
Mhm.
when he mentioned women, when he did the footnotes at the end, he said, I just want to go over some other questions. When he
Yeah.
said he was at that bar when he had the first guy, the first person that Louis fed off of, and he was saying when you were in the bar, he was telling you don't make it look so obvious that you're hunting him because you're starting to look weird. It was some kind of statement like that. It wasn't that's not the exact quote, but it was something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he was like, how he able to still talk to you in your head if he can't read your mind?
Right.
That was one of the powers that he lost. So was Lestat lying to him?
But they were lying so much. I'm telling you, I have no
That's
clue
what I'm
what's
saying.
true and what's not.
So y'all
Right.
think there was all some lies within the three of them?
Lestat and not Louis. Louis is the only person who honestly, wholeheartedly is telling the truth, and he's telling the truth of what he thinks. That the problem
Yes.
is that his truth is not truth, but he just don't know it's not truth. But he's
Yeah.
trying to tell the truth. Lestat and Armand, on the other hand, they both have been like Lestat has said lies somewhere. Armand is nothing but a big ball of lies. Ain't nothing he said accurate. So you can't take any of that. So it's like everything is kind of meshed up, and you really leave this not knowing who was telling the truth, who wasn't. You get a few truths that you're like, okay, those answers are good, but I still left it wondering some things like, was this true? Was this not true? But
Right.
Do y'all think Louis' life is in danger with the other vampires? Or do
listen,
you
Louis
think
said,
they're
"Come
gonna
get
leave
me.
him alone? He was look, I like the fact that he called them out. He went back to the
Come
He
true
was like,
gangster he
listen,
is, yo.
he was on some real psycho stuff, talking about some shh. He was shushing them.
Yo, remember he shushed the mind like that too.
Yeah.
Look, that was when
I'm
he
like,
was like,
why would you want to play with somebody like that? Nah, y'all need to stay back.
what did y'all think of the conversation between Daniel Malloy and him after he was turned, when he was reaching out to him, telling him, look, you better disappear. He seemed like he's annoyed with him like a little brother though. Like, cause he's like, but I thought I'm glad they have some kind of rapport.
Relation, yeah. I think they'll always have a connection, especially when he and Lestat, sorry, not Lestat, Louis made sure of that by saying, you better not touch him. Like, leave him the heck alone. So you already know that the bond was there. But that whole 10 minute, he's trying to give him the royalty checks. Like, that's another thing. Why aren't you trying to take them?
I know.
No, they keep bouncing back to me. I'm like, well, at least he's trying to keep his word and give the guy the money, but he's like, I don't want it. I mean, I don't know. Like, how are you surviving if you're not going to take money from something that you supposedly worked so hard for? You reached out to Daniel to do this whole interview, and now you don't want the money?
I think he wanted the truth. I think he already knew some of it was lies.
Well, I'm more worried about Daniel at this point because you're the one who wrote the book, and I'm pretty sure vampires recognize other vampires, bro. Like, I'm worried about you.
Me too, because
Yeah.
he's like roaming around like it's nothing.
You on TV, everything.
Did you see? And you know when he was talking to him telepathically, that person in front of him with the headphones, he took out, he fed off of him.
Yeah, you know he did. He was following him and whatnot.
He was like,
but
those are some nice headphones. You heard the conversation, and you heard all of that.
But y'all know how them baby vampires be, that supposedly, they be a little irresponsible and be doing stuff erratically, or just, they out of control.
So,
and even though he was turned he's older, I from what I thought, that it don't matter, is like, you could be older, but once you're new, you're new.
This is true.
So you're gonna be doing some stuff that you're out of control. So I don't know. Maybe how long do you think he was a vampire?
It could have been
not long enough,
because it seemed like they went to he went to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
He turned them. He's speaking to the Talamasca, because remember he was saying when they was talking telepathically that they took a lot of stuff out of that book. So a lot of stuff wasn't exposed. So everything that he was telling us when they was telling the story, most of that stuff was omitted.
Well, it should. Half of it was lies anyway. Shit.
You know.
Right? Oh gosh, I feel like the only part where you could probably guarantee was the most truth was any part where Claudia when it was her diary.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat said it, but I do honestly 100% believe Lestat's version of the big fight. Now, I do believe that part of it.
I
but-
believe that too about the fight, and especially when he said the whole thing about how he was going to take him out.
Mhm.
Because
I don't
that's
believe that part.
I
though.
believe that part for some
I don't
reason,
believe it.
but he doesn't.
Believe it.
Does embellish a lot. Lestat too is dramatical with it.
Yeah, I didn't believe that literal part. I did not believe it.
Only reason why
I was like, yeah.
Only reason why I believe it because the way he took out the that guy and put him on that in the town, and how he was in Homeboy's apartment, and he was like, "Look, I'll let you reload." And then he was like, "Well, what are you?" And then
oh my god! But if you think about it, right? Do you feel like he was kind of composed when he was getting ready to delete that guy?
Yeah,
the way he gutted him, like he did him viciously, right? To the point where you would think it was somebody that was like very, very angry. I mean, he was, right? But his words, he kept his composure with his words, though.
He did keep his composure with his words, but he let him know what he was, and the way he took him out was vicious. Even though Lestat was mad at what he did, he said he liked what he did.
Yeah, he handled it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you compare that, right? Because I'm trying to get like I'm trying to get a pattern of his character when he's mad. You know, does he lash out, or because I feel like maybe there are some moments where he yell, like he'll be cool, but he'll, like I told you last time, he'll just be like F you or whatever, and he'll walk away. But he don't
he really did. Yeah, he did that.
But he don't be doing. Yeah, but it's like he don't go crazy with like verbal lashing the way he did with that whole, and I'm gonna feed you to the whatever he said, the lions, and rip your throat out, whatever. Like, I felt like that was a real Lestat fashion lie.
Okay, so you think he embellished with telling a story?
Yeah, only that part though, because I felt the sincerity when he was talking about how he dropped him, took him all the way up and he dropped him. The part where Louis was probably saying, not Louis, Lestat, where he was like, I'm trying to control myself, like I'm trying. I believe that. But other than that part where he was like, Louis said he was gonna rip his head out or whatever, whatever he said, I just didn't believe that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go to this question. Daniel is going to be in danger as well because of this book. Lestat says he's going on tour, so he's definitely going to be outside. All three of them is going to need protection.
They need to get together then. They gonna have to hang out together.
So Louis says he owns the night in this scene, right? So he's not mature enough to withstand the sun.
I don't think so, not yet, because of those special windows and stuff he have.
I would hoping that would be something that they would bring into the next season. That's what I would be looking forward to. Because that would be that would be, I know, but I'm saying for Louis, that would be a twist, because we ended off by him saying, I own the night. And then it would be really crazy if he would be able to hunt these people in the daytimes. That'll throw them off, even though they're supposed to be sleeping, but like that's the perfect time. I'm just saying for next season.
All right, so somebody has a rebuttal for that whole scene with Louis saying that comment about, and then I'm going to go to the kitchen. All of that. They said, you have to remember, Lestat put hands on their daughter. Of course he would raise hell.
And he did raise hell. We saw it with our eyes first, and then they retold the story. He did raise hell.
So, but whose version do you believe?
I believe the version that we saw.
Okay. Well, we saw
Yeah.
it both times. We saw it when
The first one, that the initial one that we saw,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that one.
I
I feel
believed
like
it
when
too.
Lestat came, he embellished and added stuff, because the whole
Mhm.
purpose of that in the play was to make Louis look bad. But I
Yes.
think that even in the play, it showed that Lestat was going off script, and they was getting a little tight about it. And so as far as I'm looking at it, he was going by the script. And then when it came to the part where he dropped him, he was like, he went off script, and he was like, they was getting pissed off Santiago, and everything was like, all right, it was just a little drop or whatever he said,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
think that for the most part, Lestat was playing along, but he kept getting in his feelings. And that's when the truth was revealed.
Do
Yeah.
you think that Claudia brought truth to it when she told the story, how when she told how it happened, how he dropped him out of the sky and all of that?
Yeah, I believe
But
everything with
I
Claudia.
believe everything Claudia say.
I do
Yeah.
too. Because especially when she said it's about you again.
Right.
She was so
It's
Right.
mad
about
with that.
you.
It's once again, it's about you.
Uh-huh.
I love
Can't
the
let
fact that he was in these rocks, y'all. Like, that was so significant to me. Like, I don't know, something about Louis at the end. I just feel like he's gonna be just this unstoppable. And this is probably one time that I'm kind of glad that I have not read a book, because y'all know I will go read a book. But
Right.
I'm really glad that I haven't read this particular book, because this is
Yeah.
like so new to me, and it's like refreshing to kind of wonder about what's
Mhm.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of the rocks. When I saw the pebbles, I was like, man, everything was so intentional with this, and that's what I liked about it. Down to every detail, the yellow dress, the picture of his brother on the wall, the rocks, like
Mhm.
everything is so intentional, and I
Mhm.
just really enjoyed that about this doggone show. And Louis, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, when he was like, "Come at me," I was ready. I was like, "Come on now, can we get
Yeah,
season 3
I
already?"
literally thought he was gonna say, "Come at me," though.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Like verbatim.
I want to see him next season, y'all. Even though we getting Lestat's story, I hope we can see him next season too. I don't know if we are, because I
I
feel
love
like his
Louis
story
though.
is kind of
Me
done,
too.
but I would hope to see him again. What are y'all thoughts about that?
Well,
I
listen,
Yeah,
we need to see him.
definitely. I agree with EJ. I just want to say one thing, y'all. I was listening to y'all. My Wi-Fi's acting crazy, so I don't know how long it's gonna let me stay. But I kind of interpreted that part that Miss K was talking about, where she said what was like Daniel doing, and you was talking about Lestat, and once he made him, he wasn't supposed to be able to speak to him telepathically. I took that as Daniel, because we know he's trying to give him hints and say how could he have Sam been in two places at one time,
Mhm.
and Louis, like sometimes just I feel like he was purposely being naive, but he kept making excuses like, oh, well, maybe I misinterpreted it. Maybe he wasn't there, down there with me. Maybe he was upstairs. And then when he got to the part where he was like, well, how did he talk to you telepathically when he's not supposed to be able to do that? He said, well, maybe he whispered it in my ear. Maybe I
Right.
misread that. And I
Well,
get it on one hand because he is feeling like everything he thinks, since his mind was messed up and wiped out, that he don't feel like his stories or his memories is right anyway. But I kind of took that to mean that is not, Lestat never whispered nothing to you in your ear. Armand basically wiped your memory, and he imprinted that, put that in your head to make you think that that's a
mm,
memory you have. I could
wow.
Yeah.
be wrong, but that's what I was thinking when that part happened. Because it was like he just kept trying to give him clues, like, why are you remembering it that way? Is that really what
Right.
happened?
Right. Mhm.
Poor Louis. But
Mm.
Okay.
I
I
don't
know.
Hey,
think that
Momo.
we're probably not gonna see him. But I would love to see him. I feel like even if we don't see him next, like, because I'm intrigued with the Lestat story too, because I feel like we got a lot of Louis and Armand, like an overload of Armand. I was so over Armand at some point.
Overload.
Yes, but I do want to see Lestat. Like, I actually really like the Lestat, but Louis won me over in the end, and that's the only reason why I really would love to see this character. But I do get it. Naya was saying that we're probably not going to see him because we need this other part of the story. But that still don't make me not want. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want it, but I get it. So we gonna
Yeah. But I totally understand what you're saying, because for me, as somebody who didn't see the movie, didn't read the books, nothing like that, I'm already attached to Louis. So do I really want to go back and watch season 3 where it's just all about Lestat? Like, I don't know. I like
So
Lestat a lot, but I don't know if I want to see a whole thing with Lestat. Like, they would have to come through for real with the characters. Like,
I
yeah.
knew your ass was watching this,
Yeah.
Grillo. I knew you was watching it. I knew it. No, AMZ is going to come up with the story to keep Louis in the show. Yeah, I want him in the show.
Louis, and Louis.
They said
Louis,
because he was in Game
c'est
of
point du
Thrones.
lac.
They said because he was in Game of Thrones, his being that he was from Game of Thrones, that brought a lot of people to the show.
I
Yeah.
mean, that was one of the things that made me look at it. I
Yeah.
promise you,
Yeah.
I kid you not. I said, "Oh, Grey Worm is in this."
Right.
I said, "Let me go look at it." That's literally what I said.
Look, he said,
That's Soconodo.
Look,
We
you
ain't
gotta
gonna tell
remember,
your
Grillo,
secret,
Louis was
Brillo.
a pimp. He still was
Yeah,
a
I,
gangster from back in the day.
I feel like they gotta show some parts of Louis. You can't end it with Louis saying, "Come at me, okay? Run up
You
on me,"
Yeah.
and then don't show him.
I think he know how strong he is now.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Okay, Louis.
And there's always room for like when they do these readaptations, because when they do adaptations of television shows, there's always room to make, especially you want to go with what the fans are gonna want anyway. Like you're gonna want to, because you got to keep the fans intrigued, right? So I feel like there's room for them to tell this story. It doesn't always have to follow the exact of how the book per se. I feel like the same way that they leaned in on Louis and Armand as the main story, they can, but we still saw glimpses of Lestat. I feel like you can do that in reverse. Like I feel like you can still have glimpses of Louis, but tell the main story of Lestat, Magnus, and Akasha. Because of course that's interesting, but I just need you to keep Louis there somewhere.
Yeah, somebody he said this Louis character's arc is kind of finished because now Louis can stand on his own. We have to see Lestat's backstory because I want to see Magnus and Akasha. I want to see that too.
But I think, that's the thing. When this is what happens when there are book readers versus people that you're watching this with fresh eyes. They always they're coming in already with their preconceived notions or just what they know already, and so it's kind of, they're not looking forward to the story being told any other way, pretty much.
Okay, so it's Louis.
It's like you got to be open to just you got to be open to them changes stuff, just the same way with Game of Thrones, with Game of Thrones, and with what's the show we doing right now, House of the Dragon. Like sometimes they're gonna sometimes they're gonna change, and then sometimes they don't even, people that play major parts in a book don't even show up in the show.
Yeah.
So
or they change the character.
What you're saying. I was trying to say what she just said. It's like Lestat's turn to be at the beginning, to be like most of the story. And then we have Louis in there too. And I think that's the best route to go. Especially these new fans that you're getting, because you're literally getting new fans because I feel like it's because of Grey Worm. I'm just keeping it real.
Like, I agree.
Absolutely. I agree. Especially he was on Danny's team on top of that. Like, yeah. I wasn't a huge Danny fan, but I liked her. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of Danny fans. There's a lot of Danny
really
fans.
Was looking at this show, y'all.
Akasha is the Black Queen and the most powerful vampire in the world. I'm ready for a Black female lead. Me too. You don't gotta be sorry about that. I'm ready for that too.
I just feel like there's room for all of it, is what I think. That's what MS.KAY are saying, is that there's room for Louis to still be part of the story. Now that you've made people like fall in love with this character. There's still room for him. He doesn't need to be written out. Like his story to me is
Right.
not finished. I feel like I still need more of his story. Is
Exactly. Did she cut? What happened?
ANC confirmed that Louis will definitely be in season 3 along with Lestat and Daniel. I believe Armand will be returning. What?
girl, they can
So
throw
Boo
we
for
got
Armand in the
Armand.
so
trash.
that means we're gonna get Lestat story, and it's gonna be some ongoing drama going on in the background too. I
Wait a
want to see it.
minute. Who was the one that said they need to throw Armand in the trash?
Me, girl, they need to throw him
Who
in the
said
trash.
that?
Me, sure.
That's a fact. But yeah, I think that all the other vampires is gonna be trying to come after Louis, Lestat, and Daniel.
All right,
So
so
it makes
Mhm.
sense to me for them to still be in the story.
okay, so I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
y'all ladies one by one, and in the chat, y'all put a hammer up if y'all think we gonna see
Mhm.
a vampire fight with Louis and people coming at him. It's gonna because look. They was saying somebody said bite him down to the marrow, so
Mm.
they ready to come at him.
I don't know. Let me ask you guys something. Anybody
He said,
knows?
look, bite him to his marrow. So they really talking about get him.
Mhm. Yeah,
What
that's
was you?
crazy.
So
I was
like I
gonna
said,
ask
I'm sorry.
something that I wondered, and maybe it's nothing, but like, why do some vampires have red eyes, and why do some have like the color that Louis has?
They changed because remember his was changing before because
Yeah,
remember
but his was never red. I don't remember. Was it ever red?
when he went to his mother's house, she
Is
and she
that
took
was
the
that?
glasses off. And that's when she seen it, and the sister saw it too the first time because she was like, she said, "Your eyes look like church window glasses."
Listen,
I
from
don't
my
remember them
old
ever being. I don't remember them ever being red. Because that's
I
one
don't
thing
Oh,
that
not
stood out
remember.
to
red. They
me.
was like a different color brown. Like it looked like
Yeah, but
like how
that's my
Claudia's
point.
eyes is.
Claudia's eyes are red, and that's the main reason why I wondered, like, well, how come she has red eyes and he has whatever color eyes he has, and then I forgot what color Malloy's eyes. His eyes look like what's his name?
Oh yeah, her eyes
Louis.
was red too when she got turned.
Well, look, y'all, from our other vampires, are that are very different from these vampires. They
Hmm.
say that when it depends on the diet that they eat, and that's the only type of thing that I can think of that's different from
Mm,
Louis is that Louis has a different diet. But
okay,
that's from Twilight vampires. I don't know if that
right.
crosses over.
I know they had the guy come there and he was feasting on pineapple or something before because he said that he read Daniel Malloy's mind and he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "You want to know what he tastes like?" And he's like, "I didn't say that." He said you was thinking it, and he was like, "Get out my
Hmm.
head." And then he said pineapples and honey.
Oh wow.
Mm. Naya say
Hmm
that it's the depends on who changed you. Your body is supposed to be the perfect. It's the very last comment. I
Oh,
just realized.
I see it.
There.
The eye color depends on who changed you. Your body's supposed to be the perfect version of your human form.
Okay. So does that mean because they both had the same maker, does that mean that because she was younger, that's why her eyes were red? Because she
Mm,
wasn't the perfect form? Like I don't know.
maybe because she was young.
Yeah,
Because
that's
remember
what I'm
he was
saying.
saying he
Because she
couldn't
was
turn her,
young.
so maybe it was that.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
so.
Is Malloy's eyes red because he was sick and
I
he's
don't think his
old?
eyes were red.
Yeah,
Were they red?
mm-hmm.
I thought
They
they were
had
like
that.
Lestat's color. I mean, not Lestat, Louis. Okay. Hmm.
I can't
Claudia's
remember,
eyes
but
was
you
originally
went deep
brown
on
and
that
then
one,
they
Miss
turned
K.
orange.
I ain't even think about it.
I didn't. I
Yeah, I'm
gotta go
always
back
looking
and
at that
look.
like these freaking eyes. And I watched Twilight too, and always saw like the difference with the eyes and stuff, but
That's
Hmm
a
I
good
don't think I
analogy
remember.
too. What Naya said. I think it's because Lestat is white and Louis is already Creole. I think it added to it. Okay.
Y'all gonna make me fool around and read these books, but I'm gonna wait until after season 3 though. I just need to see season 3 without the eyes of the book first. Then I
Hmm.
might read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna close it out. What y'all got going on your channels? I'm gonna start with you, Miss K.
I honestly don't have anything lined up. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
well,
lie.
look, if y'all didn't check out House of Dragon, she went live right after that. She got a video of that, and she got some other stuff. Next.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing. Probably is doing like that type of content for now.
Okay. Look, we know you got a busy schedule, so keep
Yeah.
y'all notifications on because she's a spur of the moment type of girl. She just gonna hop
Hmm.
on here and go live and do what it do. All right, moving on. What you got going on, Tamika? Is she there?
I don't have anything right now, you guys, but you know, I'll be around. I wasn't even supposed to be here tonight, but I
I
seen
know.
Moochie up there by herself, and I was listening to you walking to the store. I said, let me hop up here for a minute. So
Thanks, boo.
I enjoyed you,
Right.
ladies.
Thank you. What you got going on, EJ?
So like right now, the family business is on. So if you guys are fans of the family business, definitely check out my 5011 reviews that I have on probably every single character, all the episodes, some book stuff as well, spoiler stuff. I also did I'm doing a live after show. So right after the show, well, not like right after, but you know what I mean? It's like it comes on, it's a streaming show. So I'm gonna do it that night, but it's gonna be on the same day. So I'm gonna do a solo one, and then the next day I'll be on with the panel with a live discussion of it. And then I was thinking about doing Mayfair Witches. I'm still debating on that one. We gonna have to see. I like it, but I might just like to look at it. You know what I mean? And not necessarily talk about it. But other than that, I have tons of content up on the channel, so check it out.
Right now, check
Okay,
it
House of
out.
Dragon was bittersweet. We lost a real one, definitely. Hey,
Absolutely.
Demarcus, thanks for the super chat.
Hey,
We'll check our
Demarcus.
hotel. Yeah, I have been checking that out. I think it's okay. I might do a because I think we on they on episode 4,
I don't know. I
think.
fell asleep on it.
Yeah. So
I
yeah, I have been checking it out. House of
Yeah, I
Dragon
need it. Is
pissed
that?
me off. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree too. All right,
Is
Yeah.
that?
so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss K.
No, I was asking. Is that like a? I mean, obvious. It sounds obvious to me. Cocaine motel sounds like some type of crime thing.
Yeah, it's from it's from the 70s, the late 70s, and it goes into the 80s, and they're in Miami. So it's like the
Yeah.
whole
Okay.
Scarface era.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds
that's
cool.
like if
I'm just
Scarface,
tired.
but it's not Scarface.
I'm just tired of that stuff right now. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so please be sure to keep y'all notifications on. I'll be back tomorrow with Mayor Kingstown, and I think I am going to do a rewatch. I'm definitely I'm gonna put it out there. I am doing a rewatch, an interview with a vampire, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Season 1.
I'm closing out the poll. This is the last thing, and then we out of here. Wow, everybody's saying they want to see another thing. It's 100% says yes.
What's the
Wow.
poll, Mooch?
Serious leave you want him to see season 2,
Oh,
season
okay.
3. So yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
everybody's saying the yes to that. It was a unanimous decision, y'all.
Hey.
All right. So, anything else?
There's one more question from Naya.
Okay, hold on. Let me go down here. How do you feel that Lestat and Louis didn't get together at the end? We don't know that they was hugging. So and we don't know if Louis was if Lestat was off in that other room when Louis had his feet all in the box. Okay, Lestat, you know how he be in one room and he be in the other, and they just be living their lives. So
Girl.
look, that's what I'm banking on. That they go back and show that scene, and he be like, Louis, you don't have to do that.
You know what, Moochie? I don't want them to get back together. I feel like
I don't.
Louis and Lestat are a classic toxic love story.
Yes.
And sometimes people who are toxic don't need to be together.
Not at
I
all.
think that they reconciled, and that with that reconciliation, I feel like that's closure, and I feel like that's what they both needed in order to move on. But I don't want to see a reboot of Lestat and Louis, in my opinion.
Okay,
No,
I
I
do
don't
want to
either.
see him here and
That's
there though. I
that's what
want.
I thought. I thought it was good closure, especially they didn't kiss. I was like, okay, yeah, they're not getting back together. Good.
Yeah, I
That was
think it was
totally
just an
fine.
understanding. Like I hurt you, you hurt me, but you know I love you.
Yeah, I think they'll always have love for each other
Yes,
though.
that's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Like I hurt you, you hurt me, you know I love you.
But there was a lot of misunderstanding and lies being told along the way.
This is true.
So they didn't even get a chance to, so it was like finally, but at the same time, yeah, we've been through it and we are not good for each other. Period.
Mm-mm. Exactly. And I don't think Louis really, even though he reconciles with him and they come to this, like they have this thing, because Louis is really good about forgiveness. But I really feel like there's really no going back to the person that is directly responsible for your daughter being unalived and you didn't do anything to stop it. And the way, just all the events that led up to all of this, Lestat has a big hand in it. And I don't think
Yeah.
you can even though Louis time and time again kept going back to Lestat, I just feel like it's so final. Before Claudia was still out there. Now she not, and he know it. So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I just don't see it.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and Louis, I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna
Okay.
say real quick that I thought it was pretty interesting when Louis said, "No, I'm my own companion now." So maybe that's a lot of growth right there.
This is
Right,
true.
that's what I was about to say. It's like he's okay with being on his own now, where he never was before. So
Hmm.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Naya said this. Lestat is Anne Rice's favorite character. If they mess up season 3, I guarantee you that these fans will raise hell. Once you stop following the books, things get shaky. Just look at Game of Thrones. This is true.
Yeah, but that's the issue though. Like, so that's the issue.
Yeah,
The
because that.
book fans, yeah, the
I'm
book
sorry.
fans always get mad because they don't keep an open mind. They get stuck on what the book was.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, and I can speak this because I know Fire and Blood, but I didn't read Game of Thrones, and I was happy that I didn't read Game of Thrones before I watched the show, right? And now I'm going into the books, and I appreciate the books, but with Fire and Blood, I'm actually pissed off that I read a lot of it before because I knew that Rhaenys was gonna die, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I would have rather been like, "Oh my gosh," you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know because nobody told me, so I was
I
shocked
didn't
when I
know.
seen her falling out the
yeah,
sky.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that we just lost a real one.
Yeah,
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 I
I
didn't know.
figured we was gonna lose her, but I didn't think it was that soon. But I feel
yeah,
like even though people be saying, I think you always compare it to the books, but y'all gotta remember it's hard to put a book into a movie or a TV show
Mm-hmm.
anyway. It's hard to
sure
bring
is.
that to the screen. And then on top of that, when you come to Game of Thrones, they didn't have an ending, so they're making up their own ending. The rest of it was fine. So they started
Yeah,
getting towards that end, and they just wanted to throw anything at the damn wall. That was
yeah,
what made that horrible to me. And when it comes to
mm-hmm,
House of Dragon, you got different people telling the stories of what they say happened. So I don't really feel it's the same with House of Dragon because we don't know who's had the right story. You know what I
right,
mean? And now
mm-hmm,
they're showing us this, so that doesn't necessarily mean that what they're showing us is wrong, even though that may
right,
not be the way you want it to be. That's how I look at it, but everybody has a
yeah,
different interpretation.
yeah.
I
Like when
still
they go,
haven't finished looking at it. Like, I mean, I haven't
when they
finished reading it. So
yeah, when they deviate from the book, I don't mind. I'll be like, okay, sure. I
yeah,
like
me
to be
too.
surprised. Oh, I
Because
welcome it all. So it
yeah,
makes
my
for better
TV show.
TV.
Exactly, because the TV show that I watch now, The Family Business, is all based off of books, and I've read every last single one
Mm-hmm.
of those books up and down. But I like it when they deviate from the books. I like knowing that, oh, okay, they went a different route with this, because one thing about it is that a book can add so much more depth, and you can do so
Yeah.
much more stuff with a book. But when you try to like put that into television, it's a little
Uh-oh.
bit harder, and you have to make it for television. So I love when they
Mm-hmm.
switch up some things. And I personally did not ever, like, I have the books, the Game of Thrones, the what was
Mm-hmm.
it called, Fire and Ice, whatever it is. I have
Fire and blood. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have them all, but I just didn't read them, especially when I heard that they were doing House of Dragon. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep these and hold on and just
Right.
wait.
yeah, that's the best thing to do because then you could just be like, okay, they left this out, but I like, you could make your judgment from there.
Yeah, and that's what happened with me. I got the Game of Thrones book, but then I got Fire and Blood, and I was like, okay, the show is coming out. I'm not going to touch it because I wanted to have the same fresh eyes as Game of Thrones. But then I started to get like, curious, and I was like, whatever. I'm gonna start reading it. Oh boy, sorry, Moochie, we done held you back, girl.
That's okay. No, we good. We good. Look. We've been up here a long time, but I'm gonna shut it down. It was one more. It was somebody's comment I was looking for, but I can't find it. But it was in regards to what we was talking about for next season. And I did say that they all will be returning. It's Lestat's turn to tell his story. Lewis will be in there too, but it's from Lestat's point of view. So I want to know how much we're gonna stay. See, Louis said I own the night, and this was so hard. No,
that was hard. Listen, Brillo, I don't know if you're still out there, but listen, I am so proud of you. Like, real talk. Like, you just don't know how proud I am of you right now.
He said he was watching it, but he did say, made his little comments about the too much other stuff. Like but they,
it's true though.
And it's true because that stuff wasn't mentioned in the movies version. You didn't see that version of it. So all right, so that is it for the night. Thanks for coming out, y'all. God bless.